Hi, thank you for joining me in this video. Welcome to altcoin daily analysis. And today, one of the altcoins that we will be looking at is called what? Vechain. Now, this is also an abbreviation, also known as VET, and we will be using the chart of VET USDT weekly to actually look at VET. What is the future looking like or going to look like for VET in 2022? Are we going to see further dump? Because if you don't know, I remember Bitcoin Gorilla. If you do find this video quite interesting, don't forget to give us a like at the end of the video. I will start by telling you more about VChain. Now, VChain, according to CoinMarketCap, is a versatile enterprise grade L1 smart contract platform, blah 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 blah. All this story is just talking about that VChain is a platform that uses distributed governance and Internet of Things technology to create an ecosystem which solves major data hurdles. Now, we are talking about Internet of Things. I don't know if you guys have heard of Internet of Things. You can Google it and know more. But um this particular platform believes in using Internet of Things and distributed governance to solve a lot of issue we're having in today's internet world, technology growing world, right? So, what is the future now? The all-time high since this coin has been listed was 8 months ago. That was around April 17, and that was around the price of 0 point around 0.278279 area, right? Now, after that happened, right? After we had that move to the upside, and before that move, we had a long period of sideways movement, right? Now we're going to talk more about this because we're going to draw the chart from scratch because this coin has returned to the point of 0.04 6 after going this high, right? So the point is VChade dumping more, or are we going to see a pump or a pull up from where we are? I remember Bitcoin Gorilla. So I'm going to start by drawing the support and resistance, the most important areas on my chart. Now, if you're new to my analysis, you know that I am a pure price action trader and I believe in support and resistance. So that is why the first thing I'm going to find is most important support and resistance area that are very obvious in the chart. Now, support and resistance are areas of rejection in the past, right? So I can see some pretty obvious ones that I'm marking right here. Now, if you're good with all this, you can fast forward the chart to where the full analysis start. So you can see this is weekly chart, and this is what we have in a nutshell. Now, this is the skeleton. Now, I'm going to go further to start looking for the body of the whole drama that has been happening on this coin, right? So I will tell you that quite all right, I can contain the drama from here. The the reason why I'm putting my boss is I can see that there was a previous sideways market that got completely destroyed that led to that pump. Now, one thing about sideways market is for me, when I see sideways market, I am always excited, right? Because I know at some point it's either there is going to be a breakout or there will be a breakdown, especially when I see multiple support. And this support looks very multiple hit. It's been hit multiple times before the takeoff happened. Now look at it, and I can see a very beautiful double bottom kind of right here and here, right? You can see another one before the main takeoff, almost triple bottom. They are close, but they are not even on the same range. Now we'll come back to that, right? So the next thing I want to do is let me get the support and resistance area of each of my box, right? So to do that, remember I always draw my chart from scratch. I always draw my charts from scratch. So you see what I'm saying? I have nothing to hide. It's a very simple strategy. And if you want to learn it, you can come to Makaveli Traders and trade with me, and I teach you. We trade together for life. So right there, I've gotten the support and resistance of this box, and I'll do the same thing for this bigger box that I just draw and look for the support and resistance area. Now, I know this strategy might look strange to you. If you're into price action, I know you say, what's all this? What's all this box? What's all this drawing? Now, the thing, this is my personally developed strategy, so it's not out there. So it's not something that is out there that you can see. easily is nowhere except maybe the person has been to Makaveli Trader or is a Makaveli Trader. So Makaveli Trader right now is the only place where you can get this, and it's constantly being improved, right? So every day I'm improving it, and I have some secret laws that we use to trade this. So it's not just about the analysis, there are laws that we use to trade it. So I've gotten my support and resistance for the biggest box. I think I should change the color in order not to get others a little bit confused. So that is the support of the biggest boss, right? That is yellow, right? Now I got another boss green right here, and I can also get the support and resistance of that box. Very simple, easy to understand. Now, if you don't know how to get this support and resistance, and you want to learn my own strategy, I'm going to leave a video below this video, just a video to show you the basis of how I got all this and why I'm picking each and every one. Now, support and resistance are areas of rejection on your chart, just points where price gets to and price couldn't move further. So I have gotten the most important levels on my chart right here. And now I'm going to zoom in and let's see what's happening, right? Now, this is weekly chart, and I still believe that there are some mini support and resistance that I'm ignoring right now, and I don't want to ignore anything, right? So I'm going to come here, and if I look closely, I see there's a support, right? A resistance, a hidden resistance right here. Or better still, I think we can extend this. This point should have been extended to this point. This is how it should have looked like, yes. And this one should has been extended to this point. Now, see, that's why it's good to zoom in, right? Now, we got a better drawing. Now, I can tell you that I can get a bias line, right? I can get a bias line right here at this point. And you can see that that bias have been pushed below their bias line. Now that's not looking good, but we can still look deeper into this and see what are their chances of actually recovering, or are they going to go further down, right? Because this point, why I moved that, this point is the bigger box. This is the bigger box area. That is this area. That's the support of the bigger box. So this is the support of the smaller box, and this is the resistance of the smaller box. This is the resistance of the bigger box, and that is it. So now that we've gotten our support and resistance quite clear, and the next thing we're going to do is we can get a seller's line quite very clear as well. It's quite very transparent. Is quite very transparent. So now I have the major thing I'm working with is the box, but I like always considering all my support and resistance, right? And we have three types of support and resistance in this chart right now, and we want the point where they all meet. Now, here is the important thing about all this. This point is a meeting point of the three support and resistance. This point is a meeting point of the three supports right here, a meeting point. Here's a three resistance, right? A meeting point, right? And I can tell you that I should have placed one line here because this resistance is quite very obvious. This support is quite very obvious. This particular one here right there. And because why, you also have a meeting point at this area, right? So we have a meeting point, we have a meeting point, we have a meeting point, and where we are is very close to a meeting point, but there's a little bit there's a meeting point sort of, but there's a little bit gap. As we could see, that is why price has pierced it, right? They didn't really, the three support and resistance didn't really meet. As you can see, one is above and this one is here, but though they pierce through the line, they are back above the line, but they are now standing as a thread, right? So what could this piercing now mean? This piercing, I always like being very, very, very objective about the whole situation, because if you look closely, I must warn you, they have pierced my three support. One is this one, this, right? They destroyed it here, right? The second one is the bias line. They destroyed it here, right? And the third one is this support. That is the box. the inside box, right? That is the support. They completely destroyed it, but they recovered back up, right? That is a test. That is like for me a retest of a breakdown, which means chances are high that they will continue this breakdown to drop to either stop here or proceed to this point. Either they stop here or they proceed to this point at this point. So chances of high of proceeding the down move further is high now. The reason is because of the threat they have already exposed right here. I always like being very watchful about when my trend lines and three supports get broken. If you can threaten me, don't threaten me with the three support. You can threaten me with one, that's fine. When you threaten me with two, I become very protective, right? And I don't joke with my stop loss. I always enter every trade with a stop loss. When you threaten the second support, I get completely, really, really get protective about my positions. Once I see the second support, especially my box support, that's the last threat you can give me when I'm in any position. You can threaten my horizontal line, I can be patient, right? You can threaten the trend line, I can be patient, right? But once you threaten this support, for me it's out. For me it's out. I know you're coming deeper, and this support has been violated right now on Vechain, on vet. They have completely violated the support. The only next support right now is this particular one. So the reason why you see them pull instantly up, if I am to consider it, I'm going to have 2.22 options to it, two meaning to it for me. The two meaning is one, they are going for a retest of the broken support. So they retested it and they're likely going to come back up. Two, it could be that there was a stop loss hunt. Now, this stop loss hunt right now, how many how many have you cleared? Just one, right? Then if it could be stop loss hunt, chances are high it's going to come and clear this two and this, right? To come to this point. If it's stop loss hunt, it's not just going to clear this, it's going to go further and clear this and this. All those who put their stop loss here is going to clear them out. So if it's stop loss hunt, I know the hunt is going to dive deeper. One more leg is going to go down. So one more leg is likely going to happen, right? That is what I see on the BS side. Now, if you follow my technical analysis, I always try to be non-biased, right? I try to be non-biased about my analysis. I give both the buyers and the sellers a fair chance, a fair look at what they are planning. So now that we have looked at what the BS is planning, whatever I said earlier is the case of if the supply continue to grow like it's growing right now, right? Like it's growing right now. Because if I go to our weekly chart, the candles that I'm seeing on that support doesn't look friendly at all. So let's go to the weekly chart so that you see that even the candlesticks are not looking friendly right now. So the candlesticks itself are not looking friendly. But I know that I cannot underrate this support. I know I cannot underrate this support, but this candle, there's no even any bullish sign right now that is being built, right? Now, this is weekly chart. Now, like I said, giving the bulls a fair chance, let's go back to daily. Giving the bulls a fair chance, they could, before they continue this breakdown, though I say chances are high they are going to go down, but if I'm to give them a fair chance, then they should likely go for another attack. They could likely go for another attack of this, right? But this time around, again, I don't see them going far, right? I see them making even a lower rejection around this. Once they hit this my resistance area, it's going to be a bye-bye for them. The reason being that there is a strong threat. You can see my three lines meeting just close here, so they could go like this, and then arrive here and get rejected and pull back down, and the down they will come, they will hit and break this support completely, only to arrive at this point, right? So you can see that the upside now is a little bit not looking good, right? So the thing is this, I do see a move coming, right? But I'm just saying that the move could seek a stronger support. The support is no longer far. There is a support here, like I say, there's a support here. The less resistance area is this way, right? But it needs a support, and market makers could be using the advantage of stop loss hunt to clear these people who bought here and bought here, because they could have placed their support below their entering. Remember, this is daily chart, right? Even if I go to the weekly chart, it's the same thing. It's looking that like this support could get what? Let's look at weekly chart and see why this support could get destroyed, right? So but if you are in on VChain for a long term, I think VChain, I just adding to your position at this point could be a good idea. But I just see it coming to this point. I just see it coming to this point. So probably if you want to go for a long term, this is not a financial advice. You have to do your diligent research, because I do see that at maximum drop we are going to see VChain coming to this point. That's 0.024 area, right? That is at worst case scenario. I do see price, if being chased by this supply, if the supply continues to grow, it could come to 0.061 area. Now that is not far from where we are. We're just at 0.09 area, right? It could just take one candle or two or couple of candles, right, to just get it back to this point. But what I'm just trying to say is, at this point, chances are, if things go right for the bulls, that they are going to make an equal retest of this time, of this point, right, of this high. They are going to try a retest of this high. So if they are able to hold, they could make a move like this, right? Now, mind you, this is not going to be a one-way run. It's going to face all these challenges. All the broken supports are going to be resistance, and all the broken resistance are going to be support. That's how the support and resistance thing work, right? So when they get to this point, so they need to hold this point. Remember, this is a support area. Where they are right now, they are in a support area. But I'm just saying that that support is capable of breaking because of the threat that we have already seen them establish on it, right? But the thing I'm saying again is, they could hold, and if they hold, they could just retest this point. Chances are high they're going to get rejected around here. So take note of this point of 0.15 to 0.16, in fact 0.14 to 0.146, all this all the way up to 0.19 is a big threat area, right? So even if they go like this and come, they are going to fetch each of this point again. What will those points do? It's not as if they will completely go down, but you'll be getting things like this, right? When they hit it, they are going to pull back. They go back up, attack it again, get through it, hit it, come back, attack it again, go, and then probably hit it, just like you can see them doing that same thing here. You can see each time they go, they hit it, they go back. And you can see this clearing. It could happen here depending on the demand. Now the only thing that will make them make this run again is if there is a big heavy money force entering the market. Now you can never know how much is going to enter a market in a day. We do this analysis. That is why I always keep saying, always use stop loss, and as well stay on guard, because you don't know when the market is going to, more money is going to get into this market. Price action, price moves because of just one thing: money. It moves up when there's money entering the market. It moves down when there's money leaving the market. In simple definition, I'm talking about supply and demand. This is what moves this market. And if you understand the principle of supply and demand, then you understand that money can enter this market at any time. Now, the reason why money, price action work and technical analysis work is, with price action, when I see accumulation like this, I know that money is entering the market, but there's no move in price. This situation happen whereby price need to, we need a big money to conquer the supply that is currently in the market, and once it is done, you can see the big run that happened. So you can see this move you're seeing is also sideways, right? Money is entering the market, but no, price is not really moving to a good range, right? It's still stuck within a particular range. And once price is able to conquer it, it could go further sideways or could pull back before going. There is chances that soon it is going to go back up. So if you're looking for a long time, VChain do have some hidden future price move, but I do still see this price coming up. So I'm just here to give you update of what I'm saying on VChain, and I say happy trading. I remain Bitcoin Gorilla. If you find this video entertaining, give me a thumbs up. Happy trading.